Hey, what's up? Today's video, we're going to be going over the top 5 2019 champions in the game. Unfortunately, I already recorded this video, and I went back and I literally had it scheduled to post this morning. And luckily, I checked. I don't know why I checked, but for some reason, I went and checked the video, and there was no audio at all. So hopefully that does not happen again. For some reason, I guess I muted my mic somehow, some way. So I did not have audio on it, so that's why this video is coming out so late. I'm going to record this video and just send it right out. But yeah, also I want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support on the videos going over the Metamorphosis event and my openings and stuff. You guys showed me so much love on my big oopsie, when I was talking about my big mistake during the event, and you guys gave me a lot of silver linings, one of them being that throughout the event, I will get 80 more free points. So that being said, I can get 2 more keys, and I can get a rank 5 through that means. So it makes me feel way better. And honestly, it makes me feel like I want to go for the maxed out event. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. But I'm not worried about maxing out the event right now. But thank you so much for all the love and support you guys shown. You guys have been telling me to talk to Kabam and whatever. I just want to thank you all for that. Unfortunately, I did not get in contact with Kabam because it is truly all my fault. The more I thought about it, the more I realized it's all my fault. I should have read. And a lot of events aren't like Banquet. Unfortunately, Banquet I think is really only the event is the only event where it counts towards buying crystals. So I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a huge shout out. Also, another big thing that happened, we hit 700 subs. That is just absolutely insane. We are growing insane. We are on the goal to 1,000. I would love to hit 1,000 subs by July 4th. That is my new goal. I would like to hit 1,000 subs by the July 4th sale so we can have a huge opening for July 4th. So if that's something you're interested in, please get me to that 1,000 subs. Please consider subscribing, comment, like, do all that. You guys have been showing insane support. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the love and support you guys have been showing me lately. But yeah, enough yapping for me. Let's go and get into the top 5. So, this year is absolutely insane. I will say my 3 honorable mentions are not, I am aware that they are not the 6, 7, and 8 spot. I'm going to make that very, very clear. These are the champions that I really would like to go over from this year. But yeah, please don't take it with a grain of salt. Don't think they are right after the top 5s, because these champions probably aren't, but I just want to give them a huge shout out. So we're going to start off with our first honorable mention, and that is actually Mr. Fantastic. So Mr. Fantastic, for the longest time, I was not the biggest fan of. But the more gameplay I watched, and he is ascendable and he is a 7-star, just makes him very, very great. His pre-fights are very nice to have. His synergy with Science Champions is awesome. Having those power stings, and also he's just a great champion to play with. I didn't realize how good he was until I watched a lot of MSD's videos on him. And I'm really looking forward to possibly taking up Mr. Fantastic and playing with him, because he looks very, very fun, and he has a lot of utility in his kit. And his damage is very, very good, and he's kind of an annoying defender. So I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Fantastic. Next up is the OG Act 6 champion. It feels like if you pulled this guy back in the day in earlier acts, you were just smoking through him, because Warlock is a utility god. He has so much utility, in the fact that he has triple immunities, and his kit is a very, very simple kit to play. And he does great, great damage. And he's a solid defender as well. Warlock is a great champion, and he's still very meta in he's still used in today's current meta. I use him a lot for certain war fights. If they are very regen heavy, I will use Warlock. If my what's his face? Or Count Nefaria, not Mr. Sorry. If my Count Nefaria is banned, I will use Warlock. I have him up at rank 3, and he still cooks. So I wanted to give another shout out to Warlock. And my final shout out is a champion that I want to take up to the highest level, but I have other Spider-Man people that I have the highest level, and it's actually Spider-Man Stealth Suit. This dude is a nuke. I went back and forth between him and Sunspot because they're both nukes, but I think Stealth Suit is just that better nuke. He takes so many matchups so quick. There's been so many times I've lost in BGs where he's done a match in like 20 seconds, and I'm just flabbergasted on how he got that match done. So I love Stealth Suit Spidey. I'm hoping to take him up too soon. But yeah, those are my 3 honorable mentions. I do realize those are not the next 3. There are better champions here, but I want to give a shout out to those 3 champions. Now, getting into the list, this was a very, very hard list to make. These 5 champions are arguably some of the best champions in the game, just set out just like that. They have this top 5 is easily the best top 5 we've went over in a top 5 list. So yeah, starting off strong at the number 5 spot is actually Dr. Doom. So I wanted to put Doom higher, but the fact that he is locked as a 6-star really, really sucks. It really, really lowers his power. He still cooks. If you watch my free-to-play videos on beating Act 9, I used Dr. Doom so much in Act 9, and he was still absolutely cooking as a maxed out 6-star. Maxed out 6-star still cooks in 2026. So he just has so much in his kit. He's just the Mystic God. If you think of a Mystic champ in the game, you're going to think of Dr. Doom. He has great damage, great power control. You have control over the fight basically the whole time. You don't have to be fighting Cosmics. He is perfectly fine when you're not fighting a Cosmic champion as well. Those Incinerates do absolutely massive damage. Your special 3s, you have to go for special 3. That is the only downside, and it can get kind of boring launching. I probably launched 1,000 Dr. Doom SP3s. But yeah, that being said, Dr. Doom is just an absolutely amazing champion. Great on attack, great utility, and great on defense. We just don't see him on defense anymore, but he's actually one of the more tanky defenders with a very low health pool. It's hard to crit this guy. But yeah, huge shout out to Dr. Doom, a rank 6 lock champion, and is still doing crazy things in today's current meta. Yeah, I love Dr. Doom. He's probably my favorite champion in the game, or one of my favorite champions. Definitely my most used champion in the game. So yeah, Dr. Doom at the number 5 spot. Now, number 4 is one of the newer additions, and I think he is absolutely insane, and his numbers should not be this legal. But that is actually Cole Obsidian. So, Cole Obsidian cooks. I was going back and forth on him in the next spot. I believe they are just so equal. I just gave the other one, the 3rd place spot, just a little bit of an advantage. But Cole Obsidian is just an animal. I could put him in the 1 spot and I'd be perfectly fine because I'm a Cole Obsidian Glazer. He is amazing. He has damage in almost every fight. Even the first fight you join into, you're not even ramped. He's still cooking. But in BGs, he cooks. He starts with 3 charges. And once you get ramped to those 10 charges, you are doing insane things. Medium damage or medium non-crits of 150k is nothing for this guy. He is just absolutely amazing at the highest level. I love Cole Obsidian, one of the best questing champions in today's current meta. The only thing he's lacking is defense. He's not good on defense. He's kind of just a really easy punching bag. But he has some pretty solid utility with that route and the true accuracy. Also, just insane damage. He's just damage. That's all he is. But yeah, Cole Obsidian is an amazing champion. Now, the number 3 spot, you all probably know who I'm talking about, but it is actually Human Torch. So Human Torch and Cole Obsidian, I was just going back and forth. The reason I give Human Torch the edge is because, for 1, he looks way cooler, and 2, he's been an OG champion. He's an OG champion, and he is still a god tier champion. He has not had much change in his kit, and he is still an absolutely insane champion. He, once again, is a nuke. He doesn't work like Cole Obsidian where he ramps up. You just want to bring him into a Mystic matchup and he will cook. He has very solid utility in his kit, and he's also a defender. That kind of gives him a little bit more of the edge. I don't think he has as much damage as Cole Obsidian, but he has solid utility, kind of equal to Cole Obsidian, and he's a defender. So I think that gives him that solid edge. Plus, he is now a 7-star. So yeah, a lot of people have him for free from the Poolies event. So yeah, Human Torch, an amazing champion, and he's just one of the better ones in the game. That just goes to show, when you're 3rd on the list and you're one of the best champions in the game, this year is absolutely insane. Now, went back and forth on 1 and 2, but I think I ranked this perfectly. I think 1 is a clear 1 and 2 is a clear 2 for me. Some people might differ, but 2nd place is actually Nick Fury. So, the thing with Nick Fury is he's an amazing champ. He has so much in his kit. I can spend 10 minutes talking about his kit. He just has so much baked into that kit. His damage is absolutely insane. Second Life, one of the few champions in the game that has a Second Life or a cheat death mechanic. He's actually the only champion in the game that has a Second Life, but I would say Dark Phoenix kind of has a Second Life too. But yeah, that being said, he has an amazing cheat death mechanic. Not very many people can counter that cheat death mechanic. Great damage. If you can bleed the opponent, you're doing insane things. And even if you can't, you do have some solid numbers. Great utility in his kit. Can go unblockable. Can counter miss. Can counter evade. Can counter all. Well, not counter miss. Can counter evade. But yeah, he's just amazing. Also, one of the best defenders in the game. Just because he is such a tank. This health pool right here, you have to times it by like 1.5-ish because he kind of cooks himself down in the second life. But that is insane that he has that. And he just has an annoying defensive kit. So yeah, Nick Fury, obviously, he's one of the best characters in the game. But definitely a top 10 character probably. But I just believe number one beats him out just a little bit. He also has some of the best synergies in the game besides Heimdall. I believe he is second in the game with synergies. But yeah, Nick Fury is an absolutely amazing champion. If you have him, please take him up. You're just hurting yourself not taking him up. Now, this number one champion is an easy number one for me. I love this guy. I glaze this guy. And what an absolute 180 of what he used to be to what he is now. And this, of course, is Mr. Sinister. What does Mr. Sinister not have? When I talked about him in the Mutants video, I was getting cooked because I was talking about his regen. So let me clarify what I meant by his regen. His regen is absolutely insane. You're going to regen back to full. And some people thought I was meaning his SIG ability. I don't mean his SIG ability. I know his SIG ability is kind of weird and it's kind of bugged. I did not mean that. I meant in the fact that you have constant bleeds on you that are doing willpower healing. His healing cannot be altered at all unless you put a debuff on you, a heal block on him. His healing cannot be altered. So you are always healing, and every time you crit, you basically heal almost all that damage back. I think it's like 70%. So yeah, he has some of the best regen in the game. I don't care what anybody says. People can argue in the comments about it, but I know what I meant, and that's what I meant. His regen is absolutely insane. That's just regen. We're not talking about how easy he is to play on attack. You build up to 1 bar of power, you launch a heavy, you hold your heavy till you have both your vicious and your mutant charge. I don't know what it's called. And then you launch a SP1 with 10 bleeds. You apply 10 degens on the opponent, and then you just hold your heavy. And those degens last forever. And those degens are absolutely amazing, and you can ramp him up throughout the quest. Also, his synergies with Zola and Apocalypse make him an absolutely amazing long-form content champion. And we haven't even talked about his defensive prowess, where he's just annoying to fight on defense because you don't want to bring a crit champion in, and you also don't want to bring a debuff heavy champion in the game. There's not very many people that match that description. So, Mr. Sinister is easily number one in this year, and honestly, a top 5 character in the game. I absolutely adore Mr. Sinister. So yeah, that is my top 5 list for the 2019 champions. Probably the best year in MCOC. Tell me if I cooked or not. And what is your favorite villain in the game? Please let me know down in the comments for the question of the day. Please go down there, like, subscribe, do all that. We are on the road to 1,000. Thank you all so much for 700 subs, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.